What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica and I talk about frugal living, fitness, motivation, and minimalism. In this video, I'm going to be going over goals for 2021, specifically my goals. So we made it. We did it. We got to the end of 2020. This year was like none other. And I think this is a time to reflect on what we've all have been through, what next year is gonna hopefully look like, what we want it to look like, and how we can, make that happen. When I think about my goals, I just let my thoughts just dream. So instead of just thinking outside of the box, you need to dream outside of the box. You heard it here first. I said dream outside of the box. Copyright pending. Whatever you want, you just have to first you need to know what you want, and then reverse engineer it and make it happen. I know it's completely easier said than done, but you have to start somewhere, right? As you know, I am a visual, goal-oriented person. So I like to see my progress as I'm getting to a financial goal or whatever the case may be. Like the dream walls, the goal walls with the pictures, like the cutouts from the magazines, anything like that. For your goals, think about what you want. If you're married, if you have a significant other, get together, get a glass of wine, whatever, and just dream about where you want to be next year. This could be travel more. This could be taking a sabbatical, switching jobs, moving to another state, downsizing your house, or moving to a different house, or moving to Switzerland. Whatever, just don't be afraid to bust through that ceiling. When I was going through my debt-free journey, I never considered I could actually do it until it got to a point where I was having trouble paying the interest rate on my credit card bill, much less paying off the credit card. And I just got so mad. I just had to break it down step by step. And, Dave Ramsey's awesome. He helped me realize breaking it down and reverse engineering the situation, and I got out of it. And just because someone's out of debt, that doesn't mean they stop having goals. There's always something to improve on, whether it's financial, personal, or otherwise. So in this video, I'm going to be going over some of my goals that I have for next year. So here we go. I just wrote these goals on a piece of paper. I do feel like writing it down or saying it out loud puts it out to the universe, and it kind of makes it more attainable. Saying out loud kind of also makes me hold myself a little bit more accountable too. The first goal I have is to return home from deployment safe and sound. I'll be here for about 4 more months, and then I'll be going home. So number one goal is to make it home from deployment 2021. The second goal I have is to save for our pool fence fund, and I'm nearly there. We're saving $8,000, and I'll be there within a few more paychecks. Hopefully, maybe even one more paycheck. It's really close. The third goal I have is to be more consistent with my sinking funds. I noticed that a pitfall I have is that I'll be so laser focused on whatever my main objective is, whatever my priority is that I'm saving for, that I don't leave any room for my sinking funds. Thankfully, I haven't had to use any of the money that I would be using sinking funds for, because I've just can budget it all. If something comes up, I'll just have it in that budget and then put the rest to the sinking or to the fence fund. So it works out, but like long term, I don't think that's sustainable. So I do want to get more consistent with my funding my sinking funds. One of those sinking funds is my car replace fund. And the car I have now, it's a great car. It's really reliable. And I bought it new, which was in hindsight really dumb. But it's about 6 years old now, and I don't ever plan on selling it or trading it in because it's a really cool car. But I do know it's not going to last forever, right? So I am saving for, or need to start getting better at saving for, a car replace fund. And I just haven't decided if that should be, like how much money that should be when I'm ready to go replace this car. I do need to do more research on it, but that's definitely a goal of mine, is to figure out how much money I'll need once that time comes, and just have it saved and ready to go. The next goal I have is to have my Roth IRA fully, I can contribute as much as I can to it. I can only contribute $6,000 for this current tax year, and I'm at about $4,000 right now, so I should be able to fully fund that before the cutoff. And but that's a goal of mine, is to have that fully contributed for my Roth. Once we have the pool fence installed, we really want to get, and I should have written this down here, this is another goal, is to get homeowners insurance. This is the whole reason we have been saving for the pool fence fund and got the new roof, is to get an affordable homeowners insurance. So definitely getting affordable homeowners insurance is a goal for 2021. Once the pool fence is paid for and installed, we'll be switching focus to siding for the house. I may have mentioned this in another video, but half of the house is about 100 years old. It's a log cabin, and then my parents added on to it, and that newer part is about 20 years old, 25 years old. The old part of the house needs new siding. Some of it is falling off, and you can see the 100-year-old brick underneath it. It needs some attention. So we'll be looking at that next. I'm taking care of this house and this property because it's going to stay in our family for hopefully another 100 years. So I really want to take care of it and make sure it lasts. Another goal of mine is to get more consistent with weight training. And so far I've been consistent with this for the past 14 days. And I've been to the gym and lifted weights. I have a weight training program that I got from a professional, so I'm not just, Googling what I should be doing or anything like that. But I do want to get more consistent with it. And those really good weightlifters that love weightlifting, I'm looking for that feeling of whatever made them fall in love with it. That's what I'm kind of searching for. Like, what is it that makes these people love doing this and make it part of their life? So, and it's my job to be fit, right? So I'm looking for whatever that feeling is, that motivation and that drive that those weightlifters have to just be awesome weightlifters. And I don't want to compete or anything crazy like that. I just want to be in great shape, partly because it's my job, but also, so I can have a healthy life. And part of that, I think, is being more consistent with weight training. At this time, it looks like fitness testing is back on, starting in April for Air Force members. Because of COVID, it's kind of put a wrench in fitness testing, and it'll be 2 years between my last and next fitness test. So it'll be like a 2-year gap that nobody has taken a fitness test unless they extend it out further. And there's pros and cons, with a lot of things. This is one of them. And with that fitness test, I really want to maintain at least a 93 or better on this test. and that's 93 out of 100. And if we make a 90 or above, we only have to take it once a year instead of every 6 months. So that's another goal, is to do really well on this fitness test. Those are all my main like finance and fitness goals. The next goal I have is like, these are more personal goals, like really personal, and I'd like to go back to church more often. During the weekends, I really like to relax, enjoy my day off, things like that, but I do need to, and I want to go back to church more often, and if I can get my mom and other family members to come with me, that would be really great. My next goal is to read more books. I really like reading. It depends on the type of book that will keep me locked in and not fall asleep. I usually fall asleep reading. That's why I don't read more. But if I can read just at least 3 books next year, I just put a number on it just to gauge it somehow, then I'll be really happy. And these can be any kinds of books. I've been reading one book called I think I have it. Oh, I left it at work, but it's called The One Thing, and I've been trying to finish this book, and it's not a big book. It's really about self-improvement, and it's not really a story-based book like Harry Potter. So, and I don't want to say that I'm a slow reader, but I like to absorb every single word and process it and move on, especially when it's one of those like self-help kind of books, just because I really want to be 100%. I just want to be fully engulfed in whatever like the book is about, whether it's a cool storybook or it's a self-help kind of improvement book. It's hard to stay awake reading, but I really do feel the benefit of them. My next goal for 2021 is to visit my siblings more often. When COVID happened, I know a lot of these, kind of revolve around COVID, but I wasn't able to travel, and before my deployment, I wanted to visit a lot of my siblings, and thankfully my sister Erica was able to come to me before I deployed, so I was able to see her, and I really value that. My mom and I live together in the same roof. We have that opportunity to do that, and I can make improvements to the property and everything. So I'm thankful to have time with my mom, and my sister was able to see me. And I have my cousins around in Alabama. So the only improvement is if I can see my siblings a bit more. I have 3 sisters and 2 brothers, and they're all scattered. So if I can just see them a little bit more next year, that would be great. Next goal is to cruise or travel a bit more. I was scheduled to go on a cruise prior to this deployment, but I wasn't able to do that because COVID, but totally understandable, of course. And whenever cruising resumes, I will be back on that as soon as I can. And cruising is just an easy way and an affordable way to travel. It's just fun and easy all around. Next goal I have is back to finances, but I'd like to save some money just that doesn't really it isn't committed to anything. I know Dave Ramsey says every dollar has a name, right? But so I guess if I had to call it something, it would just be cushion for an emergency fund, but it's not really emergency fund money. It's just saving. I guess it could be retirement saving. It's just savings. And I'm saving all this money for projects, but then when I pay for the project, then I have no money left over except, what's in my Roth or in my sinking funds and an emergency fund. But I really want some money that I can have, to spend if something is an emergency, but it's a life improvement kind of thing. I just want to be able to have that, or retirement. And it could be the foundation of something bigger. I just have this intuition that I'm gonna need to save a lot of money for something, and I just want to have started that already. And my last goal is to date more. I'm not married or anything, as you may know already. So, and then with COVID, we weren't allowed to go to the restaurants and go places, and it's been really restrictive. And then now I'm deployed, so clock's a ticking. But so yeah, if I can get out and have fun and meet people in 2021, that would be great. Alright guys, that's all I have for you for this video. Those are my goals for 2021. Good luck with your goals, and don't forget to dream outside of the box. And I'll see you next time. Bye.